Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to my channel. So now we have a brand new character which is Electro Archon, the almighty Raiden Shogun. In this video, I will share a complete build along with my experience building Raiden Shogun in this first week. So, to recap, Raiden Shogun is really amazing and can fit in any team. She can give your team faster energy recharge. Your team burst damage will increase thanks to her E skill. She has a very little downtime even without the electro battery, because after you using the burst, it almost feels like you have recharged your burst. Not just because she has a great potential as a sub DPS, but surprisingly, turns out she really fit well and do a great job as a main DPS, even though she sit at C0. And this is very surprising actually, because previously we got 2 Archon as a support and sub DPS, and a lot of people, including me, thought the Raiden Shogun is meant to be sub DPS before her arrival. So initially, I was trying to run the Raiden Shogun as a sub DPS unit, and yeah, it looks like she do okay. She can literally fit into any team. She can fit into main pyro team to trigger overload, but after a few runs, I'm very disappointed with the number. Well, as you can see here, even though I have a very poor deload with all talent at level 1, you can see a comparison here between the damage created from deload burst that triggers Xingqiu Vaporize versus Raiden Shogun Overload, and I start to think, this is not okay. How can I spend a lot of my Primo Gems on this character? So I try another team run that include Eula as a main DPS, and this time it's better actually. Turns out Raiden Shogun E skill fits so well with Eula mechanic, so every 0.9 seconds my Eula slash will trigger an electro AoE damage to all nearby enemies. It helps Eula clear faster before using the burst. Initially, I thought this will make team better, because Eula really need a lot of energy recharge even though I run on Diona as a battery. But when I think again, this is really holding back the Raiden potential. Not just because the uptime for Raiden Shogun will be limited because I focus on the main DPS, but actually, I don't really need Raiden in my Eula team, because after one burst, it's done. So, why the heck I need the Raiden Shogun as a sub DPS? I even tried to pair her with Yoimiya, and although it do make Yoimiya better because her E skill makes Yoimiya auto attack become AoE, it still didn't justify all of that hype. So, after I try a lot of combination, I have come to a conclusion that Raiden Shogun will fit better as a main DPS, because she's really doing great job to carry my team through the abyss. So, how about the investment? Is the Raiden Shogun good for free-to-play player? Let's see the build. So, to be honest, Raiden Shogun need a lot of investment, because ideally, besides you need a lot of crit rate and crit damage as a usual status for main DPS, the best potential of Raiden can only be achieved by using 4 pieces of emblem artifacts with high energy recharge. With this in mind, you also need to reach energy recharge as high as possible. But relax, actually I want to remind you, the first priority is still the energy recharge before the crit rate and crit damage. Why? So, to be short, with great energy recharge, your base potential burst damage is consistent. Even in my case, although I haven't achieved a great pair of crit rate and crit damage, but because the Raiden uptime is so fast, it's really okay, because you can keep spamming the burst all the time, usually in one quick rotation. For the weapon, obviously nothing can beat the 5-star weapon Engulfing Lightning. It has a better base attack, higher energy recharge. The passive gives you 28% increase of attack over the base 100% of energy recharge, and that can be stacked up to 80% increase of attack. Another alternative for 5-star spear would be Skyward Spine, where it gives you a very good ER. The passive also increase your crit rate and normal attack speed. Primordial Jet Wing Spear also a good choice. It helps you on crit rate if you end up on low crit rate for the artifacts, and it also will give you increased attack percent that stack up to 7 times prior hitting the enemies. But if you can't afford it, you can happily go for the Catch, the free weapon you can get, and actually it's the best 4-star weapon for Raiden Shogun. Although it lost quite a lot of base attack, it has a lot of energy recharge at max level, and also the passive is really helping the burst of Raiden, because it increased the burst damage by 16% while also increased the crit rate for the burst by 6%. And it's not end here, you can freely upgrade it until max level on refinement and sit at 32% increased burst damage and 12% increased burst crit rate. For artifacts, the best set that scale perfectly with Raiden Shogun is 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. With 2-piece, it gives you more energy recharge at 20%, and with 4-piece, it gives you a huge boost on elemental burst depends on how much you stack the energy recharge. So the real question is, how much energy recharge you need? How much energy recharge is enough for trade-off with other substats like crit rate and crit damage? In my opinion, if you can reach a total of 200 until 250 ER, it already can perform well on your burst damage. You may want to bump the rest of substat on crit rate and crit damage, because the more you stack the ER past 250, you may have a much greater burst, or you may end up with low burst if you don't have enough crit damage and crit rate. So, for the sense, if you can have ER more than 200 until 250, you definitely should use an attack percent sense to stack up your base damage. And try to maintain your crit rate and crit ratio because you want your normal attack after using burst can also perform good damage on every hit. For the goblet, the best in my opinion still go to electro damage bonus. Why? Because even though electro damage is not good yet for today, it need another buff in my opinion. But with how fast the Raiden Shogun can slash an electro damage on every hit upon burst, it's made it almost impossible to disregard the elemental reaction. Even if your overload, superconduct or electro charge only deal 1000 of damage, but with that so many proc in a short time, it's really a big deal. For the circlet, the best main stat is to get a crit damage or crit rate as a main status. And honestly, this is the worst part of the set to get the full good artifacts. At least in my case, I farmed for almost 2 months, and the proper main stat I can get on circlet is only this. This is even not best. It just have main crit damage without any good substat. The other main stat I get is death, HP, or healing bonus. It almost makes me crazy. Move on to the constellation. I only have C0, so I can't give any insight for the other constellation level. But in my opinion, as a starter and as a free-to-play player, you can satisfy to sit at C0. C0 already reliable enough and can carry your team through the abyss. Now, for the talents, obviously the first priority is to level up your burst talent. The Musou Shinsetsu damage is insane. Upon using the burst, every slash will generate energy for all party members, and it triggers every 1 second and can fully trigger 5 times during the burst duration. Every slash is an electro-infused damage and cannot be override. What makes it more good is because every auto attack, charge attack, or plunge attack in this state is considered as an elemental burst damage. And there is another thing, the Chakra Desiderate. This is the passive from Raiden Burst to build resolve stack. So, this is how it works. After you use burst for 7 seconds and change to other character, every burst your party mate will create a resolve and can stack up to 16 at max. This resolve point will gain based on energy consumed when party using the burst multiplied by point per talent level, and the duration to gain this resolve can stay up to 300 seconds after Raiden Shogun leaves the field. After you prioritize the bursts, the second most important is the Raiden E skill, the Baleful Omen. It will give any of your character the Eye of Stormy Judgment to create an AoE damage every 0.9 seconds whenever your party member deal an auto attack or damage. And what's more important is, the other party member burst will have an increased burst damage by point per talent per energy consumed while doing the burst. Now let's see how the combo works. Whenever you start the fight, always use the E skill first and then followed by Raiden Burst if available. This will trigger the resolve while also recharge your party energy every time you hit. And when you go to other party member and start spam the burst, it will stack the resolve based on their energy consumed. When other party member use the burst, it is not just help stack the resolve. It actually will have increased burst damage from Raiden E skill. After all the full quick rotation, go back to Raiden and use E skill again to reset the duration of Baleful Omen. Notice how in this one quick rotation, the burst is ready to be used soon, even without the electro battery like Kujo Sara or Fizzle. And when you use the burst again, it will consume the resolve that you gather and reset the resolve counter once again. Now for the team composition, I won't talk about Raiden as a sub DPS because in my opinion, Raiden can fit in any team composition as a sub DPS because what she offers to the team. So, let's focus on Raiden main's lineup. If you want to run on Electro Battery team, Fizzle, Kujosara or Beidou will be a good choice, although Beidou burst will not sync well with Raiden burst for now, so we can discard Beidou for now until MiHoYo fixes this. To bring Raiden Shogun potential to the max, we want the attack buffer as our support, and Bennett or Sarah can do the job, while the other slot you can go for another good elemental reaction member like Kazuha, Sucrose or Fenty. The other slot, you can use Xingqiu to proc the electro charge reaction, or you can use Shield to help protect the team like Zhongli or Diona. And I want to mention Thoma. Although we can only get him start from parts 2.2, but I think Thoma will suit well in Raiden team. Besides Thoma offer a good pyro shield, Thoma burst will create an off-field pyro infusion. There is a high chance this will suit well with Raiden upon using the burst to trigger the overload damage. Up until now, we don't have a really good pyro off-field support like Xingqiu, and Thoma might start make the difference to the future team composition. Now this is the end of the build breakdown. I will end this video with the Abyss run, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and please help me grow the channel by like and hit the subscribe button. That's all from me, thanks for watching, see you on another video, and enjoy the Abyss run.
Let's get down to business.
Rain cutter.
Clouds high. The birds come.
Teamwork is true. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
Into the wind.
No, my sword.
One with nature.
There is no escape.
Into the wind.
Finally,
Let me try. Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. One with nature.
Let me weave you a verse. Everybody stand. Torn to oblivion.
The wind knows me.
Body and mind. Rain outlines your fate.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Shame the clans. Teamwork is true. Now you shall perish. Shine down. Illusion shattered. I can no longer hold back. Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you a verse. There is no escape.
The wind knows me.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Now you shall perish. Time to act.
Into the wind.
Let's light it up. Off we go. Everybody stand back.
Clouds high. The birds come.
Rain cutter. Torn to oblivion. Shine down.
The wind knows me.
Rain outlines your fate. Adventure time. Let's light it up.
Into the wind.
Now you shall perish.
As one with wind and cloud.
Let me weave you a verse. No, I'm going in. There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Everybody stand back. Illusion shattered. Let's light it up. Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword.
Clouds high. The birds. Oh!
I'm going in. Now you shall perish. Shine down. There is no escape. That's gonna hurt in the morning. Everybody stand up. Witness the power. Torn to oblivion. Shine down.
Fallen leaves. Adorn my night. Wind strike. Time to go. The wind knows me.
Inazuma shines eternal. Illusion shattered. Teamwork is dreamwork. Let me weave you a verse. Know my sword.
One with nature.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
As one with wind and cloud. Into the wind.
I'm going in. Witness the power of good. Inazuma shines eternal.